Go very quick once the public speakers are over.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing that's going to drag us out. If they don't speak long, we can be out of here by 6. If they speak long, maybe 6:15, 6:20. But everything was short. I tried to make the speech short. I was actually going to be shorter without you.
Dan? You want to send Brendan to get it?
Yeah.
Where is he? Brendan?
Which 5:01? I'd like to call the board to order. And with that, I'd like to ask Kevin Laval if he'd lead us in the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, we usually have a kind of an invocation, a moment of silence. And as we start our first meeting of the year, I would ask you to remember those who serve us in our fire departments, our ambulance companies, who serve this country in the military and keep us safe, and our police officers at this time. For those who serve at this start of this 2018, we say thank you, and we remember you in our thoughts and prayers in this moment of silence. We'll have a roll call.
Councilwoman Cartwright. Councilwoman Bonner.
Here.
Councilman Laval.
Present.
Councilman Lagercio.
Present.
Councilman Foley.
Present.
Councilman Panico.
Here.
And Supervisor Omi.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Next on our agenda is reports to the board. I don't believe we have any.
No, there are
No reports to the board. Then we have the communications consensus agenda with 5 items on that.
May I have a motion to accept the communications consensus agenda items?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. We move on to the highway consensus agenda. I don't know if we have any items on that.
There's no items on
No items on that. We move to consensus resolution agenda.
There are no consensus.
No consensus resolutions. So at this time, we have public comment. This is where we allow members of the public to speak. They have an opportunity to speak for 3 minutes on any topic. The town board listens. The town board will not respond or engage in dialogue. This is an opportunity for the public to speak. And with that, I have asked the clerk to call the cards of those who signed up to speak.
The first 4 speakers are Michael Iaselli, Andrew Solar Greco, Joshua Comden, and Tricia Galina. Come up to the front. You'll each have 3 minutes to speak. Just please state your name into the microphone when you begin. Thank you. Mr. Iaselli, we'll begin with you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Hello, I'm Michael. A lot of you know me. I want to first establish a piece of gratitude to the town board, both in their dedication to providing effective government services and their commitment to preserving political freedom. I served on James Canale's campaign last year, where I was able to work with some of you in directing attention to some serious issues travailing most of our vulnerable populations, healthcare and transportation being 2 major topics. However, I come to you today representing Suffolk County's Democratic Socialists of America. We are an independent and growing grassroots organization composed of caring, dedicated individuals who want to improve the conditions of the working class. I am proud to be helping this organization advance a very important issue that I believe that the town board will seriously consider putting thought into. Suffolk County government continues to make spates of empty promises, they mismanage budgetary spending, and most disconcertingly, cut crucial services that working Brookhaven residents rely on, one of them being the cutting of public transportation. Instead of allocating funds into effective programs that yield to economic opportunities for those who seek personal growth, the county's lawmakers would rather privatize public programs or cut them. The Honorable Romaine has expressed discontent with the proliferation of traffic and the importance of creating a greener community. We are proposing that the town board consider putting together a plan to address the need for a greater public transportation in Brookhaven that can enhance professional opportunity for working poor and minorities. Suffolk County has abbreviated a lot of their public transportation routes, and many of the transportation services have been thwarted onto the private sector. Many working poor and entry-level laborers have continued to express difficulty getting to and from work, fulfilling their simple responsibilities like getting to work on time and coming home to their families when their kids come home from school, or simply being unable to put food on their tables. It is also causing financial anxiety for many of our residents and hampering personal and professional growth for entry-level laborers. Dr. Lee Koppelman, Suffolk County's father of sustainable planning, would be appalled at these actions of austerity. The supervisor rightfully spoke in favor of the bus riders and talked about how bus routes greatly benefit our residents. He also rightfully detested the cuts made by Suffolk County. We, in the newly established Suffolk County DSA, highly urge the town of Brookhaven consider building a program of their own with autonomous control over the resources, a town bus system including a green fleet of smart buses to help where our county has failed. I know the town of Huntington has been able to implement a program similar to what I'm describing. This proves it can be done, but no town has shown the willingness and the leadership of Supervisor Romaine to be as bold and effective as Brookhaven. I have no greater faith but with the Brookhaven board to put together a plan that is greatly needed. So, I encourage the town board to help DSA in confronting the issues of public transportation and assist in our efforts to build a future that embraces what you say, Your Honor, the common good. Thank you.
Who's next?
Mr. Soler Greco. You can begin.
Hi, thank you. I just wanted to note real quick that in 2011, Governor Cuomo passed the Complete Streets legislation. So I just wanted to note that I think that's something that we can really focus on in the town of Brookhaven by kind of ramping up the development of certain projects, such as the BRT project for Nichols Road. You know, we hear concern all the time about millennial brain drain in Suffolk County, and being part of that demographic myself. You know, I started a young family here, I work here, I bought a home here, and I don't want to see myself or anyone else in my demographic leave. And I think, you know, millennials, we're very interested in public transportation and our carbon footprint and kind of reducing our reliance on automobiles as much as we can. And I think another important consideration is, you know, studies have shown that complete streets have actually spurned economic development. So I figure that that would be very valuable for our stagnant economy to kind of help businesses and help the public and private sector in general boost itself out here. And I think finally, you know, the importance of safety. So, you know, with traffic comes the inevitable accidents that occur all the time. Particularly the tragedies when it's a young teen driver who, you know, has only just got its start on life. So I think, you know, if we proceed with these projects, particularly with BRT on Nichols Road, it would be a huge shot in the arm for the town of Brookhaven economy. It would help people of all walks of life improve their ability to get to and from their jobs, to get to and from business districts, and most importantly, it would you know, help with achieving New York State sustainability goals that Governor Cuomo and others have outlined. So if we're talking about, you know, meeting these goals, meeting people's needs with the right and access to transportation, and all these other things come together, you know, it seems like it would be a great all-around plan that would help out a lot in the town of Brookhaven. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Mr. Comden.
Hi, yeah, my name is Joshua Comden. I'm from Middle Island, and I want to thank the supervisor for coming out on December 28th to the Suffolk County Transit public hearing. He gave a very nice speech about how the bus cuts had hurt a lot of Brookhaven residents. And thank you for standing up for us bus riders. Actually, I don't ride the bus anymore. I rode it for about 3.5 years. Luckily, my wife saved up for a year so we could get a car and improve our lives that way. From the improvements you talked about, or the cuts hurt us and how it hurt the Brookhaven town residents, I remember one of the points you made was saying that if all of the Long Island Railroad stations were connected through buses, that would greatly improve the system. And so I'm wondering if we could do something like the town of Huntington and run our own bus routes through these areas, because we know it's going to take Suffolk County Transit a while to make any new additions or get the funding necessary for it. Thank you.
Thank you. I certainly hope county executive moves quickly on solving that problem.
Ms. Galina, you could begin.
Good evening. My name is Trish Galina, and I am a teacher at Frank P. Long. I'm not here just as a teacher from Frank P. Long, though. I am also a community member of Bellport. I have lived and worked in the district, in the community, my entire life. I've been here before. I'm sure some of you know my name. I've been out there. I've been vocal, a group of us in the school and the parents, and we're not going away. And the odors and the events that are happening around the landfill are getting worse. This fall, up to now, it's been atrocious. We have tagged many of you on social media. We have reached out to you. We have requested meetings. We have requested meetings through Adrian Esposito with the town and the DEC, only to be ignored. It's not a coincidence, I don't believe it's a coincidence, that the lack of transparency is simultaneously happening with the lack of communication. We are not only inhaling the atrocious odors, they are seeping into our community, they are seeping into our school, and now they are seeping into our homes. My home as well. I came home one evening, and my middle and second and third floor of my home reeked of rotten eggs. I know that that was hydrogen sulfide, and I know that came from the landfill because everybody in the community that night was complaining of the same thing. And for weeks after, everybody in the community has been complaining of the same thing. So I knew that my family and I were breathing in hydrogen sulfide that night, and there wasn't a thing I could do about it. That's not acceptable. I've been breathing in hydrogen sulfide for many years. I've worked at Frank Long for 10 years. My colleagues and I have all been breathing that in every day. Hydrogen sulfide and any other toxin, VOC, everything that's found, it should not be in our school and it should not be in our homes. We have an odor log that's linked to the town, to the DEC, where people go onto that website and they complain. They log in those odors. As of yesterday, there were over 600 complaints logged on that odor log. Yet, the town and the DEC and some politicians that have responded to us are saying that the complaints are down. The complaints are not down. The odor log is experiencing more complaints now than it has since we started it. Social media has been bombarded with complaints.
Sorry,
You will see, we will be here every town meeting until something is done. You need to take some action. We're not going anywhere.
The next four speakers are Sherry Binghamton, Francis Gibbons, E.N. Hayes, and Jonathan Hill, and you'll speak in that order. Ms. Binghamton, you could begin.
Good evening. None of you live in the South Country Ambulance District and probably have not traveled on the narrow station road during the day hours. You have not experienced the many days this community has that foul smell from the dump. As a matter of fact, maybe a good place for the South Country Ambulance Building would be at the Frank P. Long School, and then find a place for the students and the teachers and the personnel, a more suitable place so that the students can go out and have recess during the day. Many of us living in South Country District for 50-plus years know how hazardous and congested Station Road and Beaver Dam Road can be. In the L.K. McLean Associate Traffic Report, it specifically states that the Long Island Railroad Bellport Station, the gates are down 2 to 3 minutes or 1,440 minutes a day. It also stated that response time heading north, where most of the responses are, would increase if building was built south of the tracks. In fact, a first responder with lights on had to wait the other day for approximately 3 minutes at the train station until the gates went up. I only hope that someone doesn't lose their life because of traffic delay and congestion. It is unfortunate that taxpayers living in ambulance districts do not have voting power. Fire districts, school districts, residents who live in those districts vote for the members, the bonds, the new buildings, and the budget. Not sure how this happened, that residents living in the ambulance districts do not have a vote. For the past 3 years, I have asked that our district representative and board members work together with community members, village board, school board, ambulance members, to come up with a building and location that is satisfactory to all involved, like you did at Mastic Beach Community. I would like to close by quoting the chief of the Mastic Beach Ambulance Company. I wish these words could have been spoken by the chief of the South Country Ambulance Company. It took pride on being integrated with the community, and this proposed building was long in coming, but it was based on needs of community and their trust. Thank you.
Mr. Gibbons, you can begin.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What I want to speak about is the transportation issue that was just discussed. I like the idea that someone said we could emulate Huntington. Well, I was raised in Huntington. They started building Hart 50 years ago. They had money. We don't have money. The county doesn't have money. But we desperately need north-south transportation. We're too busy. The thing is, the only place we can get money is the state and the federal government. All right. And it is dependent upon all of you contacting our state and federal representatives to say enough of building where they want to put some, 9,000 homes at the southern end of Sunken Meadow Parkway, and a road that's closed, effectively closed, rush hour, north and south. But we're not going to build any new roads. We're not going to put in public transportation. We're not going to find any solution to it. When you look out east at William Floyd, how many units are we putting in out there? And what are we doing to move that traffic? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. To look for local solutions is a great idea. That's great verbiage. But it's not going to fix the problem. All right? So once again, I implore you to get some action going to get money from the places where money is or should be available. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this board's last meeting in December, there was a public hearing to increase the authorization for spending for the South Country Ambulance District from the original approved amount of $13 million to $15.73 million, a 20% increase, which is on top of the original estimate that had included a 15% cushion. This increase had been previously commented upon by the supervisor at the meeting prior to the public hearing, in which he said, and this is not a verbatim quote, but it's very close, the town doesn't pay for this, the taxpayers in the ambulance district pay for it. This is a terrible insight into how the town supervisor and this board approaches expenditure of taxpayer monies. This is especially so because none of the 6 board members who voted in approval of this increased spending live in the South Country Ambulance District. During that public hearing, not one of the 6 board members recognized the following or said anything about these issues: that the board, having previously approved spending of up to $13 million, thereafter issued an RFP to get an architect engineer to draw plans and oversee the project. That bid was won by Mr. Sandelusky, the architect who'd previously done work for the private corporation under contract with the town providing service, ambulance service in the district. It's my understanding that Mr. Sandelusky was paid for his work in connection with the plans he drew up for the project that were drawn before the July 2015 hearing, and that the corporation paid for it with funds that were actually taxpayer funds, since the entire cost of providing service is covered by the taxpayers. Mr. Sandelusky had the advantage over the other proposers because he'd already done a lot of the work toward the project. He'd been paid for that work, and his proposal could come in at an apparently lower cost than the other proposers. Nevertheless, the town awarded the contract to Mr. Sandelusky, who was obligated to prepare plans and oversee constructions, all within the $13 million available for the project. Apparently, the bids that came in for that proposal were not within that $13 million figure. Did Mr. Sandelusky underestimate the cost when he did the plans? Or did the board simply fail to recognize that the $13 million still would have covered a 26,000 square foot building, even at a $500 per square foot cost?
Mr. Hill, you can begin.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Hill. I'm a resident of East Patchogue. I've been living in the Bellport area since 2010. I've spent the last 5 years falling in love with the South Country School District, and unfortunately I had my heart broken this summer finding out all the things about the landfill and how it's been affecting the Frank P. Long School. Now, all the independent studies that I've read and have been provided show the high elevations of benzene, the high elevations of hydrogen sulfide, the 1,2-dichloropropane. I mean, the list goes on. And then the purchased data that came through this summer through EnviroScience negated all of that. And I was told, I should be, comfortable with the fact that the school that I'm sending my child to is safe. I wasn't comfortable with that. The data didn't add up. The deaths of the teachers, the illnesses of children in my community scared me. So I pulled my child from the South Country School District and I put him in Senator Riches, which is a very nice community, very clean, no constant smells every day. My commute to work is terrible. I have to keep my windows up. I have to keep my vents off. When I come home every day, the smell is nauseating. And I'm not someone who's can't take a little. I understand that, that things need to operate and move forward. But, almost the moment that we were told everything's fine, you're all being hysterical, the smells got worse and worse and worse. And we're told it's fine. You're going to be fine. And I really feel like, you know, the town of Brookhaven, Bellport, East Patchogue, the entire area, we're going to be on the wrong side of this when it's all said and done. You know, we're going to sit tight and wait the 8 years, and it's going to close, and it's going to be fine. I think way too many things are going to happen in between, and everyone's going to look at us and say, why didn't you do something? We should do something. It's okay to do something. We can seek other forms of income. I know we've started with the solar power idea on that. Wind. We're dumping ash on top of ash, and that ash is blowing into our community, and it's spreading more and more metals into the air, and then the leachate that's leaking out of the bottom of this thing, it's poisoning our water, it's poisoning our children. I'd really like the town to reconsider over and over again alternatives to this landfill. Thank you.
Our next 4 speakers are Jason Borowski, Caroline Wilkinson, Wendy Mihal, and Keith Ferguson. After this, one more.
Sorry, what was the row?
You could just state your name to the microphone you begin. Mr. Borowski will be first. Oh. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, members of the Town Council. My name is Jason Borowski. I'm a resident of Blue Point and a representative of the Blue Point Community Coalition. I come before you again to reaffirm the community of Blue Point's opposition to any development which requires rezoning at the Ursuline Center, including the current proposed use by Seafield as an inpatient rehabilitation facility. Representatives of Seafield have compared the community of Blue Point to the community of its current facility in West Hampton Beach. While it is flattering for our little community to be compared to one of the Hamptons, this comparison simply does not hold water. All one has to do is look at the census data for the two communities, and the comparison falls apart. Seafield began operating its facility in West Hampton Beach in May of 1985. In 1985, the population of West Hampton Beach was roughly 1,600 people, or 533 people per square mile. The current population of Blue Point is about 4,800, or 2,667 people per square mile, nearly 5 times densely as populated. In the period between 1985 and today, housing units in West Hampton Beach increased from around 1,500 to 2,300. Even with this increase, Blue Point still has a higher housing unit density today at 924 units per square mile, compared to West Hampton Beach at 760 units per square mile. Looking at these numbers, it is easy to see that one of these things is not like the other. Representatives of Seafield have compared the opposition they currently face in Blue Point to the opposition they faced in West Hampton Beach over 30 years ago. Aside from the glaring statistical differences that indicate West Hampton Beach of 30 years ago is a very different place from Blue Point today, this statement leaves out an important factor. Prior to housing Seafield, the facility that they are in was originally constructed as a hospital, with use as a nursing home following that prior to Seafield occupying the facility. The facility was already used as a commercial medical facility prior to Seafield taking it over. While I cannot speak as to why people were opposed in West Hampton Beach 30 years ago, I can say that we in Blue Point are opposed because the Ursuline Center was not previously used as a commercial medical facility, and to use it as one would require a change in zoning. The point I want to illustrate is that Seafield opening in West Hampton Beach and their proposed facility in Blue Point are two very different things. West Hampton Beach facility was already a commercial medical facility. The Ursuline Center is a convent. The West Hampton Beach facility opened over 30 years ago with the community growing up around it. The location of the proposed facility in Blue Point is in the heart of a long-established, densely populated residence district. As such, we, the citizens of Blue Point, fundamentally oppose any change in zoning which would allow for the operation of a commercial medical facility at this location. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Caroline Wilkinson. I came to you in September asking for help in finding answers to the illness that was prevalent in our community. surrounding Frank P. Long. This was for our community, but also more so for my son, who was sickened. I feel was sickened when he was there. He had similar symptoms to all the children and other teachers in that community and people in the community. And I told you at that point to please help us find some answers. We begged you to help us find some answers. What we got instead was a lot of denials. Just, well, it's not the landfill. Well, then help us find out what it is. Because there's people getting sick, and if you use your common sense, we could say that this is all going in together and that that these people are getting sick consistently with the same things. So we got denials. So what I had to do, despite going to over 50 specialists, 2 hospital stays for my child, and all they could come up with was that he was exposed to something while he was attending Frank P. Long, either a virus or some type of exposure. He never had a virus. But we do know he was exposed to toxins. I do know that he was exposed to dichlopropane, a toxin that was found in the basement of the school. And then when it was looked at again, it was there. It was mysteriously gone, which is very consistent with the water table rising and then going away. Our groundwater that is contaminated by the dump that's been there for 45 years. It was told to us how many times that this dump was going to close. It is now 45 years. You've had a good run. And so now we asked you for this help. We didn't get it. I have called up all the different agencies, the EPA, because everyone's pointing the finger at somebody else. When we first came into that meeting in September, Mr. Romaine was reading a letter from the Department of Health, and it basically said that he was clearing it because the Department of Health said that some of the testing was consistent with what they would have done. Well, if they were clearing that, then why did the Department of Health write to me after I gave them information, and now they're doing a cancer cluster study? That does not convey confidence to me, that they now are doing a cancer cluster study because the evidence is there. So that is not right. The DEC also, after we wrote to them a number of times, and I gave them information that we had of higher levels of hydrogen sulfide leaking into the community, and we gave it to the DOH and other entities, finally, they write a letter stating that they found hydrogen sulfide in excess in the community on Woodside Avenue only, and that they're going to use EnviroSciences information for the other. Now, if this problem just happened and it was in excess only in November, why would they use information from June or July? Wouldn't they want to have more information now?
Wilkinson, but
Also, they did not use EPA guidelines. There's a law to use these EPA guidelines. They were not used for children.
You could begin.
Hello. Wait, is this working? Hi, my name is Wendy Migel. I live in East Patchogue, New York. I'm here today for a couple of reasons. First, I will say that my daughter will be entering Frank P. Long next year. She's supposed to enter. She will not be attending that school. I will have letters from my neurologist, from her pediatrician, that environment is not safe for her with the toxins and the VOCs. I am a taxpayer. I pay my taxes, and I was wondering where should she go from there? You're supposed to supply a safe school, a safe environment for my child. And I'm torn between what to do at this point. So I would love some answers of where I should send my daughter after paying all my school taxes, and I can't supply a safe environment for her. I actually currently have multiple sclerosis, and you're more apt to bring that down to your daughter, and autoimmune diseases are directly affected by environmental factors and toxins. Well, we all know there's a lot of toxins there. They shut down the school for recesses. I don't think the answer is renovating the school or changing the windows. I don't think that's going to help. So basically, I'm here to state the obvious. The highest point on Long Island is the dump. Now, come on, people. You don't think that has anything to do with it? Oh, are you rolling your eyes, sir? Come on. Really? The highest point on Long Island is the dump. Come on, people, wake up. I am requesting two things. First, to shut down Frank P. Long to protect the children and the teachers, and then shut down the dump to protect the future of Brookhaven residents. What is wrong with you people? It's sickening. Do something about it. You have the power to do it. Stop collecting the money, shut down the dump, and protect the people. God, so irritating. The dump does it. Look at the size of the dump. I mean, really? You don't think the runoff, the smell, has anything to do with you can smell it at your houses. It comes in the houses. It's everywhere. And you people think that it has no effect? I mean, please, wake up.
Mr. Ferguson, you can begin.
Good evening. My name is Keith Ferguson. I'm also a resident of the Bellport School District in Brookhaven, and, I'm not here to throw around numbers. We can throw around numbers all day. If anything, I'd assume your parents, grandparents, how you would feel when you get woken up at 2:30 in the morning because your child just has one of those migraines that literally pops her out of bed and she's in tears because she can't sleep. This is all due to her going to Frank P. Long. Didn't start until after she started there, and thankfully this is her last year there. Hopefully once we're gone, everything that's happening will stop. But, I sit here, you hear everyone else speaking about what's going on. As a parent, as a grandparent, as someone who's in the community, someone who just wants to help, why can't we do something? Why is the school still open? What are we doing to help the children? I have a 10-year-old who asks daily if this is going to give her cancer and if she's going to die. How do you address that? I mean, seriously, at times all you can do is just say, you're going to be fine, and go in the room and cry because you really have no idea what to tell the child that young. She really thinks she's going to get cancer and die. Does she love school? Yes, she loves school. She plays the violin. She's the top percentage of her class. But she's scared to go to school. And I'm afraid that's going to affect her once she moves on into middle school and in high school and potentially college. She has the potential to do anything she wants. But with everything that's going on now and the health issues, and I've been to specialists, I've been to doctors, and the most they can tell me is she's been exposed to something, what we don't know, but the testing that they've done has come back negative. So how do you go forward when you physically don't have anything tangible other than a child who has a headache 24 hours a day, 7 days a week since she started at the school? I mean, they give you medications, and I'm not big on medications. I really don't want to try medicating my child to try and counteract something that we still don't know what's causing it, where it's coming from, and why it's happening. I mean, if we could just take a step back, instead of pointing fingers, come up with something amicable where, as parents, as adults, as members of the community and people who actually have a say in trying to make some change, let's sit down and make some change. We could point fingers all day, but that's not going to get us anywhere. And in the end, we're going to have all these scared children who think they're going to die. And honestly, who wants that? I know I don't. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Paul Pressman.
Good afternoon. My name is Paul Pressman. Good afternoon, board members. I'm a very big public advocate for the bus system. I've been working with the county legislators for over 3 years. I've been working with the state legislators. And just to let people know, it's very important that people from here and everywhere go to the Silo transportation meeting tomorrow at the Sywell Building, 755 Waverly Avenue in Holtzville between 10 and 12 because the Deputy Commissioner of Public Works will be there. I have gotten the State Department of Transportation from the state to be there tomorrow. I have gotten the legislative aid for Senator Croce, who is on the State Transportation Committee meeting, on the State Transportation Committee, to be there as well, and he is looking to bring legislation into Albany to get extra money and funding for Suffolk County for strictly the buses. And this will only happen, and just so you understand how the county reacts to this, I deal with Mr. Tyson on a daily basis. He was asked to please put together a proposal of monies that it would cost to run the fixed bus route every single day until 11 o'clock at night and Saturdays and Sundays until 8 p.m. from 8 a.m. And this included all bus routes, not the 12 that we have on Sundays. He was told by the county that he can't give me this information. It's lucky that Mr. Croce's legislative aid is going to be there tomorrow, and he is going to sit down with him and get this information because the state is now ready to understand that we need more funding in this county. The county wants to do things. I have a whole list of things they have told me they want to do, and they have no money. So everybody here, board members, everybody needs to get in touch with your state representatives. I happen to live in West Islip, but I have all my state senators working on it. Mr. Boyle from my district. I have Assemblywoman Pellegrino's legislative aid coming to this meeting tomorrow. I have meetings set up with these people. I've been dealing with them on a long-term basis. You need to go to the working group, which is a new committee that was set up that I had lobbied for 3 years to mirror what the MTA Commuter Committee is now. That is the only way we are going to get money in this county. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments.
There are no further speakers.
No further speakers. We'll move right to the resolution agenda. And I'll do the first resolution, Resolution 1 of 2018, amending the Town Board Rules and Procedures, and I so move.
All those in favor?
Before we take the vote, if I can just make a statement on this. My colleagues, you're well aware of the fact that I'm not in favor of moving up the public hearing time. I believe this is moving it up to 5:30 rather than 6 o'clock. It used to be 6:30. I think we're moving in the wrong direction because public hearings are hearings where there are change of zones and there are code changes, and these are very important matters, and people still have to work. And the more and more we move it up, the more and more we create an impediment for some of our constituents to get here for the public hearings.
But we did move the resolutions up, so the resolutions would all have to be completed and everything else. So this would just be for those days when nobody's here and we have to sit here for a half an hour. But most of the days, they're still going to be at 6 o'clock because everything, the consensus resolutions, all the communications
All the resolutions would have to be done.
and all the regular
And all
resolutions
the public
first.
would have to be heard before we would even begin public hearings. So,
No, I understand that, Supervisor. I understand the order of it, and if anyone wants to speak at any one of the public hearings that are scheduled on a particular day, it would behoove them to be here at 5:30 because you don't know if it's going to start at 5:30 or if it's going to start at 6. So still makes it that people have to get here a little earlier. I just wanted to state my reason for
We're the only town board meeting that has
that.
evening meetings. Every other town board has either alternating meetings, and most of them have daytime meetings. We are the only town board on Long Island that has all evening meetings.
I
So-
understand that, Supervisor.
Okay.
I just wanted it to be very
I
clear as to
understand.
why I'm voting no
Thank
for
you.
this. Thank you.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion passes.
Okay, Resolution 2 of 2018, the reappointment of Annette Ederesto as town attorney, and I so move.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
3 of 2018 is authorization for a town attorney to retain special outside counsel and other experts. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number 4 is authorizing the town attorney to initiate and settle any action, proceeding, or claim by or against the town of Brookhaven for the 2018 calendar year. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
5 is authorization for the town attorney to settle bodily injury, personal injury, and other property damage claims against the town. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
6 is the appointment of an affirmative action officer. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
007 of 2018, appointment of ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act Coordinator. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number 8 is the appointment of labor counsel. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 9 of 2018, authorizing the retention of Special Counsel Michael Cahill for the Department of Recycling and Sustainable Material Management. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number 10 is the appointment of medical consultants. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 11, 2018, Association of Towns 2018 Training School and Annual Meeting, and I so move.
Second and co-sponsor.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
At that training school, I will serve as a delegate, and Valerie Cartwright, our councilwoman, will serve as an alternate.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Resolution 12 of 2018, amending Resolution 864 of 2017, adopting town board meeting dates, and I so move.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 13 of 2018, town board business hours and holidays, and I so move.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 14, 2018, authorizing the Commissioner of Department of Recycling and Sustainable Material Management to execute the 2018 construction and demolition contracts. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 15 of 2018, appointment of appraisers and tax certiorari and related matters. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number 16 is the authorization to reimburse notary fees. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 17, 2018, authorizing the appropriations for stenographic services for Planning Board and Board of Zoning Appeals. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 18, 2018, Cherry Grove Dock District, consent to use public dock. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 19 of 2018, setting the annual salary of Donna Lent, Town Clerk, as Registrar of Vital Statistics. So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 20 of 2018, appointment of Donna Lent as a marriage officer for the Town of Brookhaven. So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 21 of 2018, appointment of Patricia Ryan Correa, Lauren Thoden, and Monica Leo as marriage officers for the Town of Brookhaven. So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 22 of 2018, designating banks as depositories for the Town Clerk, Chief Deputy Town Clerk, and Deputy Town Clerk. So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 23 of 2018, designation of official newspapers pursuant to Town Law 64-11. So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 24, designated banks and depositories of funds for tax receivers. So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 25, authorization to utilize the services of Official Payment Corp. for the credit card services. So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 26 of 2018, the reappointment of Tamara Wright as Commissioner of Finance, and I so move.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 27 is authorization for the Commissioner of Finance to retain bond counsel, financial advisors and/or consultants, actuarial services, and financial and internal auditors. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 28 is authorize the attendance and administrative leave to the Town of Brookhaven Finance employees, Department employees, to attend the New York State Government Finance Officers Annual Conference in Albany, New York, from March 21 to the 23rd, 2018. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 29 is adoption of the Town of Brookhaven P-card policies and procedures for 2018. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 30, adoption of the Town of Brookhaven Continuing Education Authorization Policy for 2018. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 31 is to authorize the Commissioner of Finance to record in the debt service fund all bond issuance premiums and transfers from the capital fund for debt reserve to pay for the cost of bond principal and interest costs. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 32 is adoption of the Town of Brookhaven investment policy for 2018. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 33 is adoption of the Town of Brookhaven budgetary transfer policy for the year 2018. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 34 is authorization to amend the Town of Brookhaven annual adopted operating budget to transfer overtime lines to provide a budget for use and accrual of compensatory time. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 35 is authorization for the Commissioner of Finance to close out capital project budgets less than $5,000 and return excess bond proceeds to debt service. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And Resolution 36 is authorization for submission and notification of an annual financial report. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 37 of 2018 authorizes the Commissioner of Finance to assess administrative fees related to the billing of intermunicipal services and commodities and for return paper, bank checks, failed electronic checks, and unwarranted credit card disputes. And I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 38, designating banks as depositories of funds for the supervisor's accounts, and I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 39 is to amend the part-time seasonal salary schedule to ensure compliance with minimum wage increase. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
40 is authorizing the supervisor, deputy supervisor to execute the necessary insurance renewal applications and documents in connection with town properties and uses and to bind insurance coverage for 2018. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 41 of 2018 to appoint Naraki Smith LLP as independent auditor for the former village of Mastic Beach to prepare the final audited financial statements and provide auditing and accounting services for the final fiscal year ending December 31st, 2007. And I so move.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
42 is adoption of the Town of Brookhaven procurement policy and procedures. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 43, 2018, authorizing the supervisors, deputy supervisors to execute hold harmless agreements between Town of Brookhaven and school districts and other municipal and quasi-municipal venues for the use of their property in connection with the Town of Brookhaven's Department of Parks, Recreation, and Sports and Cultural Resources. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 44, authorization to remove snow and ice, patch, and maintain all town-owned and town-leased parking fields. So moved.
So, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 45, authorization for highway superintendent to purchase used equipment at municipal auctions. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 46, setting out and preserving of shade trees. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 47, installation of snow fence for drift prevention. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 48, use of highway equipment emergencies. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 49, authorization for highway superintendent to purchase equipment, tools, implements not exceeding $20,000 without prior town board approval. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 50, authorize the Commissioner of Finance to utilize snow removal reserve for snow removal expenditures in excess of the 2017 full-town and part-town highway revised operating budget. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
51 is establishing fees that were removed from Chapter 29 of the Code of the Town of Brookhaven. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
52 is a secret negative declaration, authorization for acceptance of donation of land from Ann Wanamaca, Beaver Drive, and Mastic Beach for open space purposes. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
53 is authorization for acceptance of donation of land from Ann Wanamaca, Beaver Drive, Mastic Beach for open space purposes. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
54 is authorizing the waiver of site plan review requirements and fees for the Center Moriches Fire District. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
55 is amending Resolution 2016-0723, appointment of Open Space and Farmland Acquisition Advisory Committee members. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
56 are the reappointments to the Historic District Advisory Committee. So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
57 are reappointments of chairperson, deputy chairperson, and member of the Town of Brookhaven Planning Board. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 58, 2018, reappointment of the chairperson, deputy chairperson, and members of the Town of Brookhaven Zoning Board of Appeals. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
59 is determination of the premises at 719 Riviera Drive, Mastic Beach, New York, 11951. There are two tax map numbers on this parcel to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cashin, Spinelli, and Ferretti, LLC, and setting a public hearing by which the owner or persons having interest in the premises may be heard with respect to the condition of the premises and actions necessary to secure or remove same. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and that public hearing will be on February 8th, 2018.
Thank you. 60 is determination of the premises at 136...
At 2:30 p.m.
136 Riviera Drive, Mastic Beach, New York, 11951, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cashin, Spinelli, and Ferretti, LLC, and setting a public hearing by which the owner or persons having an interest in the premises may be heard with respect to the condition of the premises and actions necessary to secure or remove same. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and that public hearing will also be set for February 8th, 2018 at 2:30 p.m.
61 of 2018 is designating monthly animal shelter promotional events to encourage adoption. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 62 of 2018, setting a public hearing to solicit public comments to develop a 5-year consolidated plan for federal fiscal years 2018-2022 for community development block grants, CDBG programs, home investment partnerships, home housing opportunities for persons with AIDS, HOPWA, and for the development of housing and community programs for the 2018 annual action plan. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and that public hearing will be set for February 1st, 2018 at 5 p.m.
Resolution 63 of 2018, reappointments and appointments of commissioners, deputy commissioners, chief deputy commissioners of the Town of Brookhaven, and I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 64, 2018, award of the bid number 17095, Davis Park Marina, October 2017, storm damage repairs to the lowest responsible bidder, Atlantic Coast Dock Construction. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 65 is 2017 various operating budget transfers. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolution
Motion carries.
66 is authorization to pay various invoices for goods and services provided without a professional service requisition, contract, or purchase order as required by the town procurement policy. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 67 of 2018, appointments/reappointments to the South Setauket Park District Advisory Committee. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 68 of 2018, setting a public hearing to consider amending Chapter 5 entitled Appearance Tickets, Section 5-3, Public Servants Authorized of the Town Code of the Town of Brookhaven. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and that public hearing will be set for January 25th, 2018 at 5:30 p.m.
Resolution 69 of 2018, the establishment of salary schedule for town employees, and I so move.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I see we also have a walk-on from Mr. Panico.
And I have a motion to add number 70 of 2018.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution's added.
And this is setting a public hearing to consider amending Chapter 7 entitled Bidding Preferences of the Town Code of the Town of Brookhaven.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries, and that public hearing will be set for January 25th, 2018 at 5:30 PM.
And that ends our resolution agenda, but we do have... Yes. No, we did a motion to add that. We do have to set dates for a public hearing to amend the Uniform Traffic Code to be heard February 8, 2018, and I'll move to set that date.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We have no pending decisions, and at this point, the board has finished its business. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
We stand adjourned.
We stand adjourned. Thank you very much. I believe the commissioners are getting sworn in now.
You can just head
Some-
to the back.
those who are here?
and I'll-
Okay?
Look at Dave.
Where do you want them to go?
Longtime employee, first one up there.
You're going to need to sign.
The folks in the back.
6 o'clock, you said. Yep.